Building out your first couple pages for SEO doesn't need to be hard. Here's how I do it. So this is actually something I get asked all the time, which is just how to get started, what the first couple pages should be and all that. And Brian, who we've done a roadmap for a while back, he wrote me and he was like, hey, I think SEO finally clicked with me. And he basically gave a strategy to build out the first couple of pages that I would replicate like that. And I will show you an example later how I did that on one of our own assets. So basically, it all starts with the funnel, right? So people searching on Google will be in different stages of the journey. They might be looking to inform themselves, with a guide. You can tell people, you can guide them through certain things with a listicle, you can show options, and with a template, you can give an example of the output of your product, for example, right? Then you have consideration. So those people that are beyond the kind of inform stage in terms of like high level information, they are considering buying something like what you have to offer, and they're looking for, X versus Z. So like, how does this product stack up against another competitor that I know? How does this stack up against a lot of other competitors? So like a roundup is basically top 10 SEO tools or whatever, right? So there's like 10 different ones, and then they each have their pros and cons, and they each, have a price point attached, and it's just an overview. So people are not really set yet on one specific solution to their problem, but they are, not just looking at like, okay, how can I do keyword research? They're looking for the top 10 keyword research tools. So they have identified that to solve their problem, they need a keyword research tool, and they're looking for different options. And then in decision stage, it's basically like, okay, they already decided what kind of keyword research tool they need, and they just need to get their problem solved. So for example, for SwiftBrief, which this is just from the landing page, I wanted to draw this out in Figma, but then I remembered that we just have it here. So I'm just showing it here. It's basically a keyword cluster generator or a block outline generator. So people already, when they search for that, they already know that to rank better, they need to make better outlines. So they're looking for a block outline generator, which is a very specific keyword. And the further down on the funnel you'll get, the less traffic usually there is, right? So a block outline generator might only get 200 searches a month, but a how to do keyword research tool might get 10,000 or something. However, they're much, much, much more likely to buy what you have to offer because they're already educated. They already looked at options, and now they're looking at yours, and they're using yours maybe as a free tool or something like that, or as a solutions page, which can be a free tool, or use cases or features. So they're looking at how does this tool solve my problem in a certain context, and they're much more likely to sign up, right? So this is basically all you need. And in the beginning, a lot of times what your tool will be, it will just be a solutions page. Like your homepage will just be, if it's a micro SaaS or whatever, it will just solve one specific problem. So you usually start out here, right? We can ignore these for now because these are e-com specific, and we're not really talking a lot about e-com. I also don't really know that much about e-com, so I'm not the right person to talk about it. And so I can, again, give you an example here where we just recently launched a new tool, which is a speech tool for eulogies, which is you give at funerals. And it's obviously super, super niche. But you can see here how the homepage, eulogygenerator.com, is just the bottom of the funnel page, like a solutions page, right? So people that land here, they will Google eulogy generator. So they're aware of a generator helping them create a certain type of speech, which this is a type of speech, right? And then on this page, we have a small header, and we have immediately like embedded the tool, which then they can go in and they can start using, right? And then we have some examples. We have, how does it work step by step? We have pricing, and we have some more, like information, testimonials, like classic stuff. And we link to the blog, right? So this is basically your solutions page. But your solutions page can also be part of the homepage if you have a bigger tool, like SwiftBrief is quite big, for example, as a tool. So now you have Block Outline Generator, which is a solutions page that just lets you create a blog outline for free. So this is a free tool, and these are kind of like conversion pages, right? So we have the same structure, testimonials, pricing, ask questions, anything that people that are looking for this, they might still need in order to push them over the line and get them to sign up and get a trial or whatever your funnel looks like. right? So that's that. And then to show you the other parts here of the funnel, I want to show you the Bridesmaid for Hire domain, which has a lot more content on it. But basically, what we've done here, we have landing pages for each persona. So what the tool does in the end, and you can see it's quite similar to the eulogy one because it's just like a copy paste with a different prompt, right? And some more paint. It's basically, let's say, made of honor speech generator. So this is the primary keyword that people are searching for. This page gets like 500 to 600 clicks a month just by these keywords or variations of it. And this is the bottom of the funnel page. So here we want everyone to land because in the end, we want to solve your problem and we want to charge money for it because, this is a business, right? And so how does everything lead here? It's basically via the blog. If you Google made of honor speech examples, for example, that is a blog here. And this is, if we tie it back to the homepage here, an examples page, which is a type of listicle, right? So you could say this is here. This is basically, or like around, you're not really comparing products, but it's just people that are already aware of, I need to write a speech and this is, I need inspiration, so it's more like a listicle and a template. So we're sitting here at the top and then we can go either down the funnel or we can go across the funnel, which we can do here by saying, hey, here's Jen Glantz. So that's an about page that we link to build authority. Like, why are we the people to talk about this? And this is because Jen has a lot of experience in this space, right? And then we link, and this is very important, like internal linking to anything that is contextually relevant here. So we have made of honor speech guide, which is basically going back to the funnel, is the guide and how to. And then we also link to the tool, which is here, right? So this is the bottom of the funnel page. So what happens now is like people come in, they are looking to at first either get inspiration or get instructions on how to do something. And then we're saying like, hey, here's how to do it. And you can do it yourself, or you can just like, cut it short and you can just let us do it. And we reinforce this throughout the article, right? So we have like CTAs. There's now in this examples blog post, it's quite new, but under every example, we have a CTA to just use this speech and then to go to the tool and then, get a speech like this, basically, right? That's the kind of idea. And you can see it's like throughout the whole thing, there's some of these toasts. So basically, it's both, right? Like giving people value upfront, but also making it clear that you're aware that they're looking for something and they're looking for a solution to a certain problem, and you're able to help, by either education or convenience. So like helping them actually do it, right? And that's literally, all there is to it, right? So in the beginning, what I would do, and we've done that with the eulogy generator. So this is the bottom of the funnel page. And now we go in and we say, here are eulogy examples for a certain persona. So this is like grandma. And then we have this, and we always just link to the tool and to the guide. So if someone prefers to do it themselves, which a lot of people will, because it's such a emotional thing to do, then they will just use the guide and they can just do it for free. We'll sacrifice, they'll use their time instead of paying us money. So that's the usual trade-off that you have to think of, right? But we always saying like, hey, if you don't want to do it because it can be quite hard to do yourself, go here. And we also have started building out these landing pages similar to what you've seen for Made of Honor, where it's for a specific persona. So this is now eulogy generator grandma or something. That will be what people are looking for. And these are more like, top of the funnel. Yeah, no, bottom of the funnel, but they're more long tail. That's what I want to say. I didn't make this page here. This should actually be grandma eulogy generator, either here or here to hit the exact match. But yeah, that's just something I literally am seeing now. So we need to, do a bit of QA there. But yeah, and so pick cluster by cluster, right? So this is like a very niche tool. So the cluster is just like eulogies. And then you have eulogy, how to write a eulogy. You have eulogy examples, and then you have the eulogy generator. And people will usually go either directly to one of them via the search, like via the keyword that they use to search for it, or they will start in one and you can move them down the funnel by telling them, look, here's how to do it, but here's like a thing that does it for you, which means you're moving them along the funnel awareness to decision when they made a decision that they want you to solve their problem, basically, right? And obviously for a bigger tool that's bigger in scope, you will want to do that across multiple clusters. So going back to SwiftBrief, we do that for blog outline generators. So we have like how to write a blog outline. Here's like the best blog outline generators or blog outline tools. So that is guide, roundup, and then solutions page. Ultimately wanting, creating trust because you're giving something valuable up front, which is the guide, you're explaining it. And that also will show in your ranking that if people think the content is valuable and they're engaging with it and they're engaging with it long. So it's not about just shitting out a bunch of articles, but also making sure that, they are contextually relevant and like not about linking like a bunch of irrelevant articles, but something that is contextually relevant and solves the problem one way or another. And ultimately striking the balance between, being salesy, but also being educational and giving for free, which makes people, if they like what they read, they're going to be more likely to sign up or buy from you because you're already giving them value up front without putting them on a page and then asking them, put their credit card before they get to see anything, which is not going to work, right? That is all, right? Like you create these clusters of pages and you make sure you cover them in enough depth, and then you can go to the next cluster. So keyword clustering is its own cluster. Content brief, it's its own cluster. Blog outline is its own cluster. And keyword generator or keyword research is also its own cluster. And then you go cluster by cluster and you'll hit a point where you can still cover more, but it will become less and less relevant to your brand. And so then you'll hit a point where it's maybe not worth it to continue to cover, but that's up to you, right? You're just going to be seeing less and less the less relevant your content becomes. And that's also something you will do later. So to start, pick one cluster. What is your tool? What are people looking for that are trying to solve this problem that your tool solves? And then start there. Build out one cluster, starting with the bottom of the funnel page, because that's where, or your homepage, because that's where all the traffic is going to ultimately lead, or where you're looking to convert. And that can also be, just a lead magnet or something. That can be some newsletter form. Why is this not loading? Okay. And that's it. Once you own that cluster, you go to the next one and you just make sure to do good content and internal linking within the cluster, but then also to other relevant clusters so that you can connect everything. And I also, for the Maid of Honor tool, at least, we're not there with the other one. We have these kind of pillar pages. So it's basically a page that links to everything in, let's say Maid of Honor. So here we have bachelorette party, bridal showers, scripts, honor, maid of honor, maid of honor speech. So now here you can see all the different articles that we have that a maid of honor might be interested in. And this is just a hub for them to all live on, plus like all the kind of infographics that we made just so that you can look at them. And it gives, and it's linked up from the homepage, right? So now that we have a bit of a bigger homepage because we have other products, other things that we're, selling, a book, whatever. So that's all like Jen's stuff that she already had before. This gives us something close to the root where the Google crawler can come in and can start crawling the homepage. And it will all of these articles because they're just one depth of crawl and then they're all linked up. And that helps explore. And all these changes that I made like somewhat recently, you can see in our analytics and search that it's, starting to work, and it's been working well for us. And what can I say? All right. If this was valuable to you, subscribe below, and see you in the next video.